Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Reckless Paradise Podcast. I am your host, Dystro, and tonight it's May 1st, start of a new month, and what better way to start off this new month with a Throwback Thursday episode? This one's kind of, I guess, relevant in the minds of us all. Since WrestleMania weekend was a few weeks ago, might as well go back to a GCW show, and this GCW show is Joey Janela Spring Break 9, from the Palms or the Pearl Theater at the Palms Hotel, and it was the I would say it was the Thursday before it was the Thursday before WrestleMania, on WrestleMania Saturday. Jesus, I can't even speak today. This show it had kind of almost everything. It had like lucha libre stuff. It had some good tag team wrestling. It had some hardcore matches. It had some like straight up slugfest and all that stuff. It was an all around good show. There were some matches that I was kind of like iffy about a little bit, but let's get right on into it. So the first match of the night was excuse me, Bonds is Forever versus Outcast and the person to be determined, and it was for the GCW tag titles. Now, the story going into this is Violence is Forever took out Cole Radrick, who is dealing with a certain injury right now. He's going to be on the shelf for 9 months. And go support him. There is a GoFundMe on Twitter about that. He's a good wrestler and all that stuff, and everybody should just go support his page. Anyway, so the match starts off kind of hot, and right from the get go, Alec Price is like, he's just hitting anything that moves. Kind of the numbers game kind of catches up with him a little bit, and then you see Cole Radrick coming out onto the stage, and I'm like, Cole Radrick, like he's not been cleared or anything, but who comes out to make the save and kind of helps Alec Price out is returning Jordan Oliver, who was on the shelf for 9 months as well. It's actually cool to see him back, because I hadn't seen Jordan Oliver in a long ass time, which is crazy. Still hits that freaking cutter like nobody's business. And they end up winning the tag titles, and Alec Price is a 2-time GCW Tag Team Champion, and Jordan Oliver too, which is kind of crazy to see. I don't know where Alec Price and Jordan Oliver go in the tag team thing. I know they're going to be facing Subculture, Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster at the next GCW show and stuff, which that's gonna be freaking awesome. But I really don't know like what the whole, I guess, Alec Price and Cole Radrick stuff kind of plays into it. But I guess we'll see what goes from there. And Violence is Forever is like, it's a short title reign, but it gets them over as heels and all that stuff, and it's a pretty good way to start the show. So then we go into 6-man tag team action, which is La Familia Wagner, which is Dr. Wagner Jr., El Hijo Dr. Wagner Jr., and Guerrero Del Mal. I'm probably butchering that, I'm sorry. Versus Los Desperados, which is Azures, Gringo Loco, and Jack Cartwheel. This match was balls to the wall crazy. Lots of good lucha things back and forth on stuff. If you guys had not watched any of the indie shows during the WrestleMania weekend, I highly advise you go watch the WrestleCon Memorial Super Show, and the opening 10-man tag, which was like a lot of luchadors that I probably won't even remember, but I know Azures was in there, and he was like freaking just doing crazy ass shit. It was a good back and forth, like I said. But Dr. Wagner's family gets the win over Los Desperados, which like I said, good lucha things in this match. Lots of like cool, innovative spots and all that stuff. Like lots of like interactions between Gringo Loco and Del Mal. Dr. Wagner Jr. like takes off his mask like halfway through the match. And he's just like, yeah, fuck it. And I mean like Cartwheel and El Hijo del Wagner Jr., which was like pretty cool to see. And Cartwheels, he's just doing cartwheels and also he just does high flying shit. Like I said, good match and all that stuff, and yeah, it was a pretty good match. So the next matchup was Mega Bane versus Bozilla. This match was actually kind of interesting to see. I have never heard of Bozilla before, but I really want to watch more of her stuff now. She is a huge powerhouse, and Mega Bane is as well. I would like to see them do more stuff in the future. I know Mega Bane is doing some good heel stuff in AEW right now. I know Bozilla is like a German-born wrestler. And she built like a brick shit house and all stuff. But the one spot that kind of popped me was like she went for a triple power bomb, and she used all of her like core strength to like get Mega Bane up, and like she's not a light girl either, which was like actually pretty impressive to pull off. Was Bozilla. And Mega Bane gets the win over Bozilla. It was actually a hard fight, back and forth between both ladies too. It was actually kind of cool to hear Dave Prazak and I think Veda Scott kind of talk about it over commentary and all that stuff. And they were like, like she is like freaking amazing and all that stuff. And it's actually kind of cool to hear commentary like kind of get invested in the match and all that stuff. And I would like to see Bane and Bozilla kind of like team or not team up, but face each other again down the line somewhere, either in GCW or in Germany, wherever. But yeah, it was a pretty good match. I actually liked it. So the next match, fourth match on the card here, is Zack Sabre Jr. versus One Call Manders. Now, if you had told me that Zack Sabre Jr. was going to have a hell of a weekend on WrestleMania weekend, you would probably not be lying. Because he had wrestled Kid Bandit on FD's Big Gay Brunch 10. He had wrestled One Called Manders. He was on, I think, the Progress show. He was at the WrestleCon Super show. He was like almost everywhere that WrestleMania weekend. And he had gotten a lot of the dubs over that weekend, which is like, that's solid. Zack Sabre Jr. is like, a New Japan guy. Like, you do not really want a New Japan wrestler to lose, because New Japan would not be very, very happy about that. And plus, it was a very well fought, like, kind of like, not a hoss fight, but it was kind of a good back and forth between Manders and Sabre. And Manders is like, he was going for the Lariat, and Sabre like just kicks him out of the way, and like he does this like pin maneuver, which is like, he's going for like kind of like a ankle prong clutch grab, but then like he bridges with it, and he like just like looks like super cocky and all that stuff, and it's like he gets the win every single time with it, and it's freaking amazing. And I mean, like, some of the fans afterwards, they're taking pictures with Zach and all that stuff, which is kind of cool to see, because he's like a good kindred spirit and all that stuff. But yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. wins this like well fought match between Manders and stuff. And Manders, he's not no small guy either. He's a big dude. He's a big big fucker. And he's like the WXW, I think 16 karat gold champion right now and all that stuff, which is like, that's a pretty amazing thing, because like both have similar paths. Like, they fought their way up to a title and all that stuff, not given to them and all that stuff, and they have like similar paths and all that stuff. Like I said, and I would actually, if you're a fan of like, I guess like old school like raps and holds and all that stuff, I would seek this one out. But the next match that I'm going to talk about, it's going to be something that might be more of a lot of people's alley. And it is the GCW Career versus Mask Anything Goes match between Atticus Cogar, sorry, and Fuego del Sol. Atticus's Career versus Fuego's Mask. And this match was balls to the wall insanity. Man, this match was like, it had me on the edge of my seat because like it's like you didn't want either man to lose, but it's like either one had to win over the other. I was going back and forth in my head about this too. Like, if Atticus lost, like what would he do? Like where would he go? You know, and stuff. And like I'm actually kind of glad that they gave the win to Atticus over Fuego, because Fuego, like, he can lose the mask, but he could still do more without the mask. And there was like a pretty cool spot. I know it's Atticus's finisher is called the brain hemorrhage, and he did it off the top rope to a trash can, and Otis, Atticus's brother, like brain Sam Stackhouse with a fucking chair, and it's just like it's just like wow, like if you don't like deathmatch wrestling, it's like that's not really your bag. Like, don't watch that match. But if you do like deathmatch wrestling, and if you like GCW like I do, I would seek this match out, like watch it and study it and all that stuff. Because like Fuego at the end of the match, he takes off his mask and he hands it to Atticus and all that stuff. Atticus just like puts it on and he's just like, yeah! And he's like just cheering with it. And it adds a good, I guess, character development for Fuego, because you don't know what he's gonna do next, but I think he is gonna just go under his own name or something. I really don't know. But I'm liking where Atticus and Fuego can go from here too, because like they could always up the ante a little bit. And plus they had been feuding for like months at this point, so it's like it was a good kind of blow off for it. But I'd like to see these two do something else again down the line. Okay, so the next match of the evening was Bulldozer Matt Tremont versus Murder Grandpa Minoru Suzuki. This ended in no contest, which boo. But it really just didn't get. I guess it just didn't get into a second gear to kind of like get more momentum or anything. And plus, like Suzuki's like he's old as dirt, but he could still move. He could still chop the shit out of you. And so does Matt Tremont. Like he could just chop you like a fucking tree. Um, I mean, it just didn't really. I guess it like in in layman's terms, I think the match just didn't get that much, I guess, of a recognition, or it was just overhyped, I guess, for it. It's like you can't really afford Suzuki to lose, but you can't really afford to let Tremont lose or anything. If anything, this match could have probably not been on the card. It could have been on the next show or something. Which I mean that would have been totally fine. But like it's like you have this match between Tremont and Suzuki. It's like have them like beat the absolute crap out of each other, and like have them just be like, you know what, like let's just go out there and just like I said, just beat the shit out of each other. And they kind of did that, but it was just like it ended in no contest. And then you let the fans down with that. Which like you if you hear in the audio for that match and all stuff, you could hear the fans go boo, and nobody really wants that. Which is that's not good. Um, but I would like to see them do, I guess, something in the future. Even if it is like an interaction or something. I mean that match could have some good potential there. But going from that, we're going on to the JCW title match, the world title match for JCW, Jersey Championship Wrestling. If you do not know, it is Masha Slamovich versus Suzuki. If I can say that 5 times fast. This match was okay. I just didn't really like Masha as the JCW World Champion. It's like she's hold that for, like, I don't know, like, God freaking years now or something. I just don't know. And it's like, I understand, like, you're trying to have her defend it at every single show and all that stuff. It's like, somebody's gonna have to beat her for that title. You can't have her just hold on to it just because, she's Masha Slamovich. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. It's like, I love Masha and all that stuff. But it's like you gotta have somebody else like fight her for it, and you gotta have somebody else beat her for it. Because if she holds that title for more than however she has it for now, it's like she's never gonna let that title go. Unless it's like specifically in her contract, I cannot lose this title. Um, and Zuzu was like, I think she's a Marigold or Stardom girl, I think, or Tokyo Joshi Pro, I think, and she did okay. And it's like, like it's strong style versus submission wrestling. Let's just be honest here. Macho kind of just wins cleanly there, and then and then on to my second favorite match of the night on that show is War Ready Gabe Kidd versus the Southern Psychopath Mance Warner. Now, these two have fought before at a GCW show a few months ago during the Jersey J Cup, and it ended in a no contest. And I'm kind of glad that they kind of just went like, look, we're just going to throw all the rules out the window, and it's a super fight, and anything goes and all that stuff. I mean, you had that with Atticus versus Fuego, but I will give them their flowers here. They literally, like I said, beat the shit out of each other. There's a funny, I think, not funny, but not intentional spot in the match where Mance is like throwing chairs into the ring and it's hitting Gabe's legs and all that stuff. And he's like, fuck. and there was lots of blood. There was lots of like doors being broken. There was lots of chairs being thrown, punches and stuff, kicks and slaps and all that stuff. And I think Gabe he hits a he hits a headbutt, but then like within that headbutt, Mance falls down, but Gabe Kidd falls down on top of Mance and like he's like knocked out or something. But the ref counts to 3 and Gabe Kidd wins the match and all stuff. I would say like the Gabe Kidd and Mance Warner match, and then the Anything Goes Career versus Mask match, and so those were my two favorite matches of that card. And we weren't even done. Like we were, I think, like at 9:45 or something at that point. And we weren't even done. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, okay. So I was like, hopefully, maybe like it would be the barbed wire match next or something. Well, no, we have a senior scramble match, which it was like anybody between, I think it was like anybody that was like 65 or above or something like that. I think that's what it said. And we had Damien 666, George South, Mike Jackson, Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, and it was just those 5. But then Kerry Morton comes out, Ricky Morton's kid, and he was just berating all the fans, berating all the old people and all that stuff, and he got his ass kicked. It was just funny to see. It was like nice little nice feel good sort of thing for the old people, which was kind of nice to see. I actually just watched Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson beat the Midnight Heat on the Fight show a few days ago on that weekend. It's actually kind of weird to know that the Rock and Roll Express are still wrestling to this day. That's just insane to me. And Ricky Morton, God bless that man, he can hit a Canadian Destroyer like nobody's business. And he's pushing 70s here. Like let's just think about that for a second. He's 60 something and he could hit a Canadian Destroyer like nobody's business. Anyway, the seniors win over the young up-and-comer, And I remember, like, after the match, he gets out of the ring. He's like, "I'm not fucking jobber. I'm no fucking jobber." And it's like, okay. And then we have the main event of the evening. We have the highly anticipated barbed wire no ropes barbed wire match between Sabu and the bad boy Joey Janela. This match, I'm trying to put it in the nicest way possible here. This match really really didn't need to happen. And plus it's Sabu, and he's not very agile anymore like he used to be back in the day. If you had watched Born to Be Wired, you know why. Um, and this match was like, it had lots of time to stall and kind of like make sure like everybody was on the same page and all that stuff. But the two biggest bumps that Sabu took was like one like where Joey sidesteps and like Sabu falls into a bed of barbed wire on the outside, and then he takes off the coat, which very nice coat by the way, and Joey he Irish whips Sabu into a piece of plywood that had barbed wire in it, and he takes a bump to the outside. And that's concrete. That's concrete. There's no padding. There's concrete. And that was like the two biggest bumps that he took in that match. Um, Majority of it was like just lots of stalling or taking barbed wire bumps or something. But then you have Atticus and Otis come out, and they're attacking Joey. I'm thinking they're still continuing the Atticus and Joey storyline there. And then all of a sudden you hear Enter Sandman. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, Sandman's, I was like, that'd be funny if Sandman comes out. Well, here comes Sandman. He's taking his sweet ass fucking time getting down from the rafters because he's got to jog jack with the fans. And he's got to interact with all the fans and all something. And pour beer down somebody's throat. And then there's Atticus and Otis like just attacking Joe Janela and attacking Sabu in the ring. And they gotta stall because like Samon's just taking his sweet time, just trying to get down. And it took like a good 5 to 10 minutes for him to come down there. And I'm like, dude, like, god damn, like, damn, man. So anyway, he gets into the ring. He canes Otis. He canes Atticus. And then he gets shit canned by Joey. And then Sabu, I guess he hits an Arabian facebuster on Joey or something. And then he gets the win in his retirement match, which like I mean might as well go out on top on your retirement match. And Joey hands him his Independent Hall of Fame plaque that he had last year. It was like actually like nice sweet moment between like it was like, kind of like a passing of the torch sort of moment. Like Sabu's like this old hardcore legend and all stuff. And he's like passing the torch onto Joey, who's like this up and coming new age kind of hardcore legend in the making and all that stuff, which is like actually kind of cool to see. But all in all, like this show is like it's got its ups and downs a little bit. Some of the matches were okay, they could have been probably off the card or whatever. But some of the matches were really, really good. I would say like if you were looking for something that's lucha libre or tag team wrestling, I would say the first two matches. There's like two women's matches on this card, that's pretty standard for a GCW show. And if you like the hardcore stuff, I would say the Career versus Mask match, the Gabe Kidd and Mance Warner match, and the main event, the no rope barbed wire match. And this whole show, it's so good, and it's 3.5 hours. If you don't have anything to do for 3.5 hours, like just go watch this show. It's on Triller TV Plus. Watch it for $8 a month. You get a whole bunch of like no cheap plug, but it's like you get a whole bunch of stuff on that to watch live and all that stuff, and you can watch it anytime you want. It's unlimited replays and all that stuff. I watch a lot of GCW stuff on there. I wish they had more stuff than GCW, but I mean, well, they have more stuff, but it's like I only watch GCW on there. But I did like watch Defy. I watched the WrestleCon Super Show. I watched the TJPW show, the DDT show, the GCW shows. There's a lot of wrestling on there to consume if you have time to kill and all that stuff. But that is going to wrap it up for the first episode of May. I really want to thank you guys for coming on this journey with me, because this podcast channel has been through a lot of ups and downs lately. No, nothing out of the ordinary. It's just I'm just doing it solo dolo. Marissa's doing the backstage stuff, and we're just trying to make sure that everything goes smoothly for this podcast channel. We are on the road for 600 subscribers right now. But if you guys have made it to the end of this video, please make sure to like and subscribe and follow us on all social media in the link tree in the description below, which will take you to our Instagram page, Twitter page, our Reddit podcast page, like even YouTube page, which I'm at 1544 right now. And tonight's song of the night, it is going to be an NSYNC song. It is the infamous meme, it's gonna be May, and it is gonna be me. I can't remember the name of the song though. That's gonna be bugging me now. So I did fact check it. It is the song. It's gonna be me. And it's kind of fitting for the first day of May because it's gonna be May. The infamous meme. Anyway, hopefully you guys have a good night. And I will see you for the next Reckless Paradise podcast episode. It is going to be a breakdown episode, but it is going to be Fall Out Boy related. And you will have to stay tuned for the episode. So, stay safe. Love you. Peace.